it's been a wild filming day, boys. Leave that in actually. You can just maybe at the end of the video leave all that shit in. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the second part. I mean, in my case it's the 5th million part of this video because I've been filming a while. Let's get straight into it. Phase 4, season fucking 1. Now it's gonna get interesting, guys. So we're gonna be creating a website which will include a roadmap because we will actually want to show you guys what we're working on and such. We're also really gonna be looking to advertise to players, focusing on making a trailer, content for trailers, looking at how we want to implement the leaders of each realm within the content and how we're gonna do that. So we're gonna have a lot of meetings with those people in the beginning of season 1. I mean just before season 1 actually. Now the interesting part, gameplay features, leveling system. Like I talked about before, we're gonna have a completely custom leveling system. This will be my first real project, plugin Java project on my own. So I'm not sure how I'm actually gonna be able to do that. But I will see. I'm gonna try to start this at the end of June, maybe July-ish, once I finish the complete course that I'm following. So I'll try to explain to you how I see the leveling system working. You will have a player level system and a realm level system. When you do activities like quests, right, you get experience. That will be divided in player level and realm level XP. Once you reach the max level of the season, let's say the season cap is level 15, you will provide more realm level experience because you cannot level your normal experience level anymore. The realm level experience is global, so everyone who is in your realm, it's not global, but it's for everybody who is in your realm will contribute to that realm system. The realm system will provide your kingdom, your realm with specific features. For example, a trading NPC. This NPC will be able to go and trade with Relicia, which is our trade kingdom, without actually physically having to be there, because who wants to fucking run 1 hour to another country basically to just go trade, right? So obviously there will be limitations with this bot, but or NPC, so that it's beneficial to the realm. Those things will be unlocked with the realm system. So it's actually beneficial for everybody to grind, because if everybody's grinding, your realm is going to be more powerful because they have more features. Another really beneficial thing why you should be grinding those realm levels is, let's just make the season cap at level 20 to make it simple. Within those 20 levels, you will have certain increments of power level increase. If you're familiar with Destiny, once again, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. So level 15 is the maximum player level that you will be able to get to. So level 15 is your maximum power. But within those 20 levels of your realm level, you can actually obtain, as a complete realm, 5 more power levels. So scaling you up to actually being level 20 in total. This will allow you as a player to be stronger and go to more difficult areas to defeat monsters or do certain quests or certain dungeons. You even have certain areas where maybe enemies are level 25. So you cannot, or it's really difficult to go alone. We want to incentivize people to go in groups, to actually do content with more players. So that's why we're gonna have that system. Obviously, we'll see how it works out, but that's the goal. We also want to implement a daily reset system, also just like in Destiny. So you go to Relicia, for example, and you have many different vendors. Those will be reset on the daily or on the weekly, depending on what vendor it is. We want to have a vendor like Xur.
I'm an agent of the Nine.
Xur is basically a weekly vendor that comes with special items. He will only be there for the weekend or for a couple of hours or a couple of days. We want to have the same feeling that I had in Destiny 1. For the people who didn't experience this, you went to the tower and you're like, fuck man, Xur is here, he's selling some good shit. Now in Destiny 2, he's just selling ass, it doesn't matter, nobody even gives a fuck about him, you know? So we really want to be able to provide the players with a reason to log in, for example on Friday, wow, okay, Xur, I don't know how we're gonna name him, but let's just name him Xur for now. Xur is here, holy shit, I've grinded the entire week to get this item, and you cannot just buy everything. Guys, we actually as a realm, we need this item, we need to grind as a team to get this because we don't have enough currency. Something like that, where you need to be able to feel the excitement of holy shit, he just brought this item, we really need it. So something like that. Global banking system. Let me drink a bit. Global banking system, custom currency. We're also planning to adding pouches. Let's say you want to make a trade or whatever and you have your pouch, so you go to the bank, take the money out, have a pouch. You go to someone else's land, they kill you, you lose your money. Like a part of your money, basically a percentage of your money. We want it to be physical, so you need to use the /trade feature. You cannot use /pay, blah 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 blah. That's what I mentioned in the previous early access phase. That's why we have teleporting scrolls, right? Because we don't want people to actually teleport. So you can get that one for free, increased if you buy a rank, for example. It can be increased. So it's really like incentivized that you go to Religia for many different reasons. Let's go over to quests. We want to have base quests, so basically tutorial quests to explain like the world. Daily quests, weekly quests, obviously like battle pass quests, seasonal quests. And basically with the seasonal quests we want to mimic Destiny. Again, we want to kind of build a story around each season and let the world evolve. Basically, I know that brings some complications. It's gonna be really difficult to be able to make those quests because we originally don't really want people crossing borders without any reasoning, so we'll have to see how we will do that. Maybe you can just go in some kind of a questing mode and you can go over to other people's realms but not really have an impact on it, or it's maybe just you in another instance. So what I mean by that is, let's say you are doing that quest, you kind of get teleported over to another world, which is the same world but you're not in the same instance as all of the other players, so you can destroy everything but it's not really going to have an impact on it. It's just for the story. It's just actually basically just a story mission. So yeah, we'll have to see how we'll do that because that will be a lot of development stuff. So maybe this first season will just be bare bones in terms of story, like the quest will be ass. But we will try and improve that depending on how many people we actually get like to help me, basically. Because I'm doing most of the coding and I'm just learning. So treasure maps and then fully voiced quests, basically. Like I said, I want to have everything in-game. I want people to read the least amount as possible, so we'll try to do that as well. Not in season 1, but just it's something on the agenda. So if people want to do voice acting, be my guest. NPCs, we want to have a lot of NPCs, for example like the trader, we want to have like some kind of bazaar stuff, and what I mean by that is just like where you can place buy orders and buy stuff in Religia, and blacksmith, seasonal vendors. I'm not really gonna go over everything here, but like I mentioned, the Sir NPC as well. There's a lot of NPCs. Then battle pass features, cosmetics, mining regions. Because I filmed this video so many times, I'm not sure what I actually said in the previous video. So I'm just quickly gonna be going over those mining regions. So basically, we wanted to implement custom ores within the map. We didn't do that. First of all, it's complicated. Second of all, it might actually complicate things if you wanna have server backups and transfer the server or something. So it could be done, but it's probably too much of a hassle. So what we'll be doing, we will actually make mining regions. So it's a custom event. For example, special times within the week or in the weekends or whatever, we will have some kind of special, or just within dungeons. We don't actually know how we will do it. We will have special ores that can be used to craft special weapons. I will get into it in the second part of season 1. And those ores can only be obtained from dungeons or from these mining regions. So you cannot find them within the world besides in those mining regions. So that's just simply said custom ores that can be mined in specific mining regions, and those will be respawning after a couple of hours or after a week or whatever. Server audio, we want to implement music into certain parts of the realms. But yeah, let's get over to the post-launch dungeon update. So this is still season 1, but this is also going to be a big one. We're going to be focusing on community events, mainly type 1 community events. And what is a type 1 community event? We have 3 types: type 1, type 2, type 3. First one is small scale, just having smaller events, some small mini games, for example some boat races or whatever. Type 2 is a larger scale event, for example the Manicalia boat event. So I'm spoiling here, but in general, like basically we just wanna couple the server to another server, bungee cord minigame server, for example. Then you have a special event over the weekend where you can just fight other realms in a boat fight. Like basically Manicalia has ships, and then you can fight each other with the ships and destroy the nexus on the other ship. Something around those lines, actually like a big event. A type 3 event is comparable to like a Fortnite end of the season event. This event will only be happening at the end of the season, obviously, and only once a season, and yeah, it might have some map changes or whatever. It's mainly storyline based. So yeah, let's get on to the gameplay features of this. We want to have specific realm buffs and debuffs. What do I mean by that is basically, for example, Kadirion, which is like a wizard type of kingdom, potions, unlimited potions, weapons, obviously with a timer. And also, for example, when you're going to a Siren, which is the Northern Kingdom, Ice Kingdom, when you're not a native and you go there, that you get like reduction in the HP because you're freezing, or you need to wear some type of clothing which is going to handicap you in that way. So for example, if you're wearing full diamond armor, but then you need to wear a leather piece of armor because that has a frost resistance or something. So you have to see like, is it worth it? Am I gonna do this? Because you could die faster in another way. If you're gonna have a war with another realm, like how do you build for that battle? For example, if you go to Castamere, it's gonna be too hot. So then you need to make sure like you wear light clothing. If you're gonna go there with like full ice frost armor, for example, it's gonna be too hot. So you're also gonna have a disadvantage. But those things are mainly to be looked at by the people who are not native. Then custom gear and weapon system. Obviously, you can just make a diamond sword, diamond armor, and that's it, you know, that's the only armor you have. But we actually want you to be able to upgrade your armor, your weapons, have them have special traits by those mining runes, mining custom ores, like those ores have impact on what your gear will do, make them have specific traits. We don't want to go too in depth. Custom mobs, so I'm going to be learning NMS for this section, making custom mobs, and once I understand that, then we can start working on the dungeon. We want one dungeon in each realm. I know dungeon are also basically an event. You will only be able to do them once a week. Maybe we will have an option to be able to obtain multiple keys. Maybe you can buy them at Surf, for example. I don't know. The goal is actually to make it some kind of event as well. So you cannot just do the dungeon every day of the week and that you need certain people to do it. We will also be making a dungeon queue. So for example, none of your realm mates are online. You can just queue with other people, but you get less rewards because you will be rewarded to completing stuff with your own realm, right? So maybe each person from your realm that joins, you get 10% bonus level or bonus reward. I'm not sure. But just something along those lines so you can still play, even if not everybody is online, you know? Community content voting, yeah, that kind of explains itself. And we will also be creating a subreddit. Not really necessary, but maybe to push updates, for example. Now, we're almost reaching the end of this video. Season 2. Season 2 will be focused on PvP. I'm not gonna spoil the name, so I'll just keep it at the nether. We're gonna also make a completely custom nether. Alright, like we made a completely custom nether. I'm not sure how big we're gonna make it, but that's also gonna be something that only will be open during the weekend. And yeah, then the gameplay features of this season. We're gonna have a new PvP system with influence also. So basically when you go on other people's land, you can kind of break blocks and that will decrease your influence level. So you need to like build up your influence level and you cannot just continuously grieve people. It's mainly for when people are gonna have wars and stuff. In that PvP system update, we will also be reworking healing and golden apples. And also we want to implement boats. Like I said, Manicalia has boats. So I know there is a plugin that you can use to make boats, like actually moving boats, but that's going to impact the server a lot. So maybe what we can do is once you get on the water with a boat, you kind of load into another server and then you can actually move the boat. Once you go back on land, you get back onto the main server. Collections tab, I actually already mentioned this with a gear tab and a bestiary tab. We also want to do NPC update in terms of actually electing NPC mayors for your towns, or like actually having like some kind of interaction with the NPCs, meaningful interaction basically. Then our last point is future seasons. What will we do in the future? One of the things I really found interesting is, I don't want to give out the name yet, but ROC stands for something and it's like global. It's a global universe, right? What, like look at the map, right? This is the ROC universe, right? What, let's say we have we have 1,000 players. Obviously they won't be able to fit on this map. What if we make new universes or like connected realms above and next to ROC and have them like as different worlds where you can actually have they can have their own storyline, their own thing, but it's in the same universe. So yeah, that's what we actually thought of. And that's basically everything, honestly. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about this project. I'm sorry that it was like maybe it sounded like a chore when I was making this video. It really wasn't, but honestly, I've been refilming this video so many times now because of SD card problem, like the battery of the Canon. But don't forget to never give up, and the only way to success is up. See you next month.